So today a little bit of a different intro by me saying thank you. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed over the last week, which are quite a few of you. So thank you to all of you. It's deeply, deeply appreciated. Thanks. Hello and welcome back to the channel. So today a little bit like a channel update video, and we're on the other side of the room as I normally film. I thought I'll give you a little bit of a different view today as well. So channel update. What's going on? What will be on the channel in the next, let's say, couple of months? So what can you expect? What can you look forward to? Let's start with the stuff that I'm already doing and that I will keep doing. And that's definitely the roundup videos. The roundup videos are easily one of the more popular aspects of the channel, stuff that you seem to enjoy. And it's a no-brainer to keep them going. The ones that I've done so far have done very well. I have no problems in thinking up a new thematic focus that I can group books around. So there will be material for a long time. So that's one of the regular segments that I'm doing that is definitely staying. The other segment is the Le Guin project, where I'm reading the 21 adult novels that Ursula Le Guin has written. That includes the Earthsea cycle in their publication order. That's like not an official read-along as such, but some people have or seem to have started to read along with me. That's more like a private interest. I really love Ursula Le Guin, and so I want to read and reread all the novels that she has written. So I've just started this, so there is only the first episode available at this stage. They will go up in maybe every, I don't know, months to 6 weeks. Basically, whenever I've picked up one of the novels and have completed it, I will film the next installment in this. For me, there is no real rush or pressure on this. It's also not so much about the numbers, as I say, that is really just my private passion project. But I also know that Le Guin has a bit of a resurgence in booktube circles these days. I mean, she is the probably most influential classic female writer in this speculative fiction segment. So there will be more of those as well. The next part will deal with things that I'm doing already, but that either needs a bit of tweaking or where I think I would like to do some more of this. One of those things are reviews. I will keep doing reviews on my channel. I've explained this a little bit already in the video I did about how YouTube changes the way I'm reading. But it will be probably predominantly new releases, whereas I will try and find different formats for older things that are around a little bit longer, that are probably more on the analysis side or maybe even discussion side than just a spoiler-free review. The reason is everybody on BookTube says this: reviews are not doing well. Now there is also this thing, oh, give it time. They're the things that will stay. They're the things that people will view on your channel. Maybe my channel is around for long enough for this yet to materialize, but my experience is the reviews that are doing the worst, so to say, are reviews on things that are not mainstream popular. So I've done reviews on Mark Lawrence, I've done reviews on Robin Hobb. They're very popular. They're well-known authors that generate interest by themselves. But I've also done reviews on let's say, translated literature, and the view numbers for this are really, really low. And they haven't improved over time either. And I don't know, I don't, maybe I'm just not the delayed gratification type. I have no idea. But this idea seems not to really work for me. So, as I say, there will be reviews, but yeah, something has to change there for my own sake, more so, I think, than anything else. Yeah, but probably go to a bit of an experimentation phase there as well and see what works. But yeah, so reviews, yes, but the other thing that I've done from day one on this channel is that I have a special interest in things like female representation, also kind of like world building, and how does the world building take care of this, or are they very patriarchal worlds? Um, Also sometimes more, let's say, feminist topics. So this has been there from my very, very first video, which is on Esselmond's Night of Knives, where I actually talk about the female representation in this book. And I have kept doing this for all the other books I've reviewed on this channel. But I also have had segments that look specifically at, for example, female writers. And the last video, which has proven extremely popular, 5 male writers who write very well thought out female characters. This has become, since I think 2 days ago, my most viewed video. So there seems to be an interest in this in general, and as it kind of like is one of my interests as well, and was one of the reasons why I started the channel, that I thought, yeah, maybe there is a female voice, and in my case, an, let's say, academically trained female voice needed to talk about stuff like that. So I would like to continue this and maybe even strengthen it a little bit more by doing more of those, yeah, dedicated videos. I'm also thinking of perhaps looking a little bit more into the history of female writers that write speculative fiction, so science fiction and fantasy. Um, Things I'm thinking of, for example, that it could take the form of something like a roundup video, maybe something on the line of female writers of the 70s or something like that. So this is definitely something I'm interested in, that I would like to continue, and as I say, perhaps strengthen a bit more. What also has proven extremely popular, because it's the second most watched video, was the discussion on fantasy and violence that I did together with Varsha and Philip. I enjoyed doing this immensely. It was so enriching and wonderful to talk to those two and hear their ideas on this topic, their view of it, and yeah, getting their perspectives, which were not always what my perspective might be, but I think that makes it interesting, and I think this is why we're here as well, to have this exchange and to kind of like hear about, yeah, other voices, other perspectives. And I would like to do more of those. And maybe like a mini series of videos that are, yeah, similar to the fantasy and violence. So that look at what I might want to call perhaps issues in fantasy. So it's not really that the theme as such is a problem, but something that needs discussion, is already discussed, perhaps in a bit of a controversial way, perhaps as well. So yeah, I would definitely like to, yeah, enlarge that and perhaps turn it into a segment proper for the channel. And that brings me to yeah, the new stuff. Is there something that has not on the channel yet that I would like to introduce? And yes, I would like to try one new format. When I did this video about, yeah, how YouTube changes my reading habits and what I might not like about it. Um, I said that I do read in other languages, that I also might read things that are non-fiction, and that both is not featuring on the channel. And Anne, who has as well a YouTube channel, so she's a German booktuber. Her channel is called Literaturlärm. She suggested I could do some type of wrap-up video, and I really like this idea. So thank you for that idea, Anne. I don't think I want to do the classical, let's say, monthly wrap-up. I on average have 4 uploads a month, and I think that's just not enough to warrant a wrap-up. But I could think that this might perhaps become a bi-monthly feature, where, yeah, I do a bit of a recap, but then also kind of like have a space where I can, yeah, talk about those books that normally would not feature on the channel, and at least briefly tell you what I was reading in general. It can also be a space where I can tell you what I'm currently reading and might be reading in the future. So instead of a TBR video, because I think I've only done 3 TBR videos on this channel, and my impression is that they do not work too well for myself, and that this might perhaps be a better way on keeping you, my viewers, updated on what I'm actually planning to read. And also, yeah, it could be a space for a bit more viewer interaction. I would like to experiment also with the premiere feature of YouTube. I haven't used this at all. I see it used on other channels, not necessarily booktube channels. It seems to be quite popular because it's basically, you have a recorded video but a live stream as well. So it gives viewers the opportunity to directly react to the video, and also then, yeah, talk to the content creator, because I think the idea is that as a content creator, you of course join that live that chat then. So yeah, that's one of the ideas I'm toying around with for this particular segment. And yeah, we'll see how this will go again and how this will evolve over time. I'm sure it'll go through a bit of an experimentation phase as well. Now, at this stage, I hear some of you grumble in the background. Oh, that all sounds great, but what about Malazan? Yeah, what about it? Okay, so I've put reading the 10 big books a bit on hold. I've read the first 5, so including Midnight Tides. So the next one is Bone Hunters. I'm just not in the headspace right now for this type of book. That doesn't mean that I don't want to complete the series, or that I have DNF'd it or abandoned it. No. I will return to it as soon as my head, well, I don't know, is not so preoccupied perhaps with paint and stuff. How did Jenny Woods put this so nicely, the job we're doing? Also, it just occurs to me, I can call Jenny Woods a colleague. I should really start reading her stuff more. But she said that she's moving paint around with a stick with hairs on it. So that's what I do as well. And that has its ups and downs, and sometimes it needs more attention than at other times. And right now, my head is rotating around that segment of my life, painting. And yeah, there isn't enough brain capacity left to read Bone Hunters. But that doesn't mean that there won't be any excavating Malazan videos anymore. Also, it doesn't mean that I'm not reading Malazan, because I'm still reading Asselmont. I'm at the moment reading Path of Ascendancy. And yeah, actually there could of course be an excavating Malazan video on Asselmont, no? Because he is a Malazan writer, something that people seem very easily forgetting. I also don't like it. Sometimes he's called Malazan Light. I think it's far from it. So maybe an excavating Malazan episode on Asselmont might be actually a good idea. Who knows? You can let me know in the comments. As always, you can let me know about anything in the comments. And also, if you have other ideas, no, comment section, please. So yeah, that's about Malazan. So it will continue. It might not be so frequent anymore. And also, yeah, they're easily my most work intensive videos that I do. And I don't mean that as a complaint. I love doing all the videos I do. But yeah, at the moment, as I say, not just time for making videos, but time in general is at a premium right now. Also, I've seen on the forum site, I think it calls page showing, like the segment that Steve has on his channel, Steve Talks Books, that they're starting a new Malazan read-along. So if you're still on the fence and want to do Malazan, keep on the lookout there. I think the idea is to start up in September. They used to do a read-along, and I thought they were more or less as far along as I am, like somewhere around Bone Hunters. I've no idea what happened to that. Might have another look around or ask around what's going on there. Am I tempted to join that? Yeah. Is that a good idea for a woman who already struggles with all the stuff she wants to do? Probably not. Yeah. So I don't know. No, I probably won't. At least not that new one. If the old one is continuing, yeah, that would be different. The new one, probably not. But that also brings me to my next item. Read-alongs, yeah, plural. So I foolishly or not so foolishly, I don't know. I mean, this is supposed to be about community, and what better way to join a community by joining discussions about books. Now, I have to say that one in particular that I did join didn't go too well for me, and that's the Johnny Woods read along that's also happening on Steve's channel and other channels, I have to say. I tried to catch up, wasn't so successful with it. I might give that another try and see, can I catch up to that group. They're not too far in yet. They're at the moment discussing Bar Host of Westmark, I think. Bar Host of Westmark, I think it's called. Yeah. So I might give this one more try. But if that's not successful, I think I will have to cut my losses there, because, yeah, sometimes something has to give. We'll see. It would be a shame, because, as I say, I really think what I've seen so far from Johnny Woods is very impressive. And it would really be a shame not to read on, but we'll see if it doesn't work out. As I say, sometimes you just have to cut your losses. Another read along that I very loosely joined is happening on Basha's channel, Reading by the Rainy Mountain. She has started on a journey to read all the novels in the science fiction master series by Gollancz. And I think there are almost 200 of those. So it's an ambitious idea, but I also like the idea. And I think they're reading them in the order that they were published for that series. And as I said, I loosely joined that group because a lot of the Le Guin I'm reading anyway is on that list and has been published in that series. I also have some Roger Zelazny on my list that is also published in that format. What else is there? Let me just look over at that shelf over there. There's other stuff. Oh yeah, I went through a phase where I read a lot of Philip K. Dick. So those are options to join for those novels. So there is quite an overlap with my, let's say, aspirational TBR and stuff I'm doing on the channel already. And Varsha graciously granted me permission to pick and mix and just join for those discussions. So that's another read along. I've also put my name in the pot for, again, something that Steve is doing on his channel. He has just completed reading the Second Apocalypse series by R. Scott Baker. But he was so impressed that he said, I need more discussion. So he's starting a new cycle. And I think this is starting in August. And I put my name in the pot for that. And we'll see how this goes. I did so because I'm very critical about this series. I haven't read it, but I'm already critical, which is maybe not a good sign. But there are themes in the series that interest me deeply, and that's the reason why I think I might join. There are also things that I've heard about this series, especially when it comes to female representation, and that it's a very patriarchal world where I know that will not vibe with me. And also, it seems to be very Nietzsche inspired. I've started reading the first one, The Darkness That Comes Before. I'm not in very far yet, but I thought I should sample it to see, do I even want to read this? And also to get a bit of a head start so that I'm not ending up in the same place as I'm in with the Johnny Woods read along. And I have to say, well, I'm not into all that Nietzsche stuff. Let's just say Nietzsche is not my favorite philosopher, and we leave it at that. And yeah, it seems to be very Nietzsche heavy from the, let's say, philosophical thought that the novel transports. One thing, so I have grudgingly to acknowledge, as Scott Baker is a great writer. His prose is extremely beautiful. I didn't expect that, I have to say. And yeah, so we'll see how this will go. I know I probably wouldn't read this series by myself, not because, as I say, I seem to have formed, yeah, quite some conceptions, maybe even misconceptions about those books. I think it's good to have a group around me then to kind of like give me different perspectives perhaps and keep me going. But we'll see how this goes. This could be my next favorite author. This could be what a pile of pretentious crap. This could be I'm 50 pages in, goodbye DNF. So anything is possible, but as I say, I hope that the read along will, yeah, be a corrective view on those books and also, yeah, help me to keep going. And that brings me to the last and most important read along. And that's the one that you as viewers voted for. Yes, Perdido Street Station. We're doing it. Yeah, nice big chunky book. One of the few things that I haven't read by Mieville is Kingrat, his very first novel. Then the Baslak series, no, Perdido Street Station, The Scar and Iron Council. We see if we read on. At the moment, the plan is just to read Perdido Street Station. And we will do so in August and September. So it'll be a very slow reading pace. If you read faster, just read ahead, whatever. The reason being, people I would like to discuss this with and who have agreed to discuss this, they read other stuff as well. So we said, okay, 100 pages a week is very doable. I want to have something like 3 to 4 discussions on this book on the channel, but there will be a separate announcement video that will kind of like give you a reading schedule, will tell you when the discussions are, also what other stuff might be going on around this book. So August will just be Mieville's Perdido Street Station. It will go into September, but September then will resume other videos as well, because I would think it'll be a bit overkill if I do 2 full months just Perdido Street Station. But that's the idea, and as I say, there will be a separate announcement video where I will kind of like go into more details. Yeah, what, who, where, when, all those things will be in that video, so watch out for that. Okay, thank you if you're still here. So thank you for watching. And as I say, we're heading into August. August will be Perdido Street Station. I hope you will still be around for this, to watch this. If you've read it, maybe it'll inspire you to pick up the book as well. That would be absolutely fabulous. But yeah, I hope to see you around, and until then, happy reading and all the best.